I'm Leandra from PaperArtsy, and this is one of 4 new videos showing you our newest products for July 2015. We've got lots of new products to show you over these 4 videos, so do check out the other 3. And the video tonight is all about hot picks. These are the 8 new designs, and they are really cool. Lots of elements that you can use in all kinds of ways. Lots of really cool little corner elements and things that are going to be fantastic for your journaling. And even with that, we've got some fantastic quirky things going on as well as a few floral elements. So that's the 8 stamps. And I'm going to go through them all and show you in depth some samples with the stamps. So, quite exciting because it's been a while since we've had a significant hot pick release, and we're quite excited about it. Don't forget that hot picks are always available on Easy Mount, but we also make them available unmounted. If you buy them unmounted, it's a sheet of rubber and you need to cut out the image yourself. We do expect you to mount this onto foam. We don't actually recommend that you use the stamps without the Easy Mount. The intention is always that the foam is there, and the purpose of the foam is to help give you a really good transfer of ink onto your receiving surface. So that's why we do prefer you buy them this way, and it is definitely the trend now where most people do prefer to get them on the Easy Mount. Just peel it off and put it straight onto your acrylic block. But they are available both ways. Some people prefer to mount their own. So let's start with this one. This is a really cool background stamp. If I flip it over, you can see that there's this one large stamp, and it's a collage of different scripts and some numbers, a ledger, a bit of a ledger thing, and there's some other great little additional elements that are going to work really well. So here you've got like a little corner, eroded corner. There's these great collages here which Mark has made, and I think they're going to be really cool on journaling pages, but also fantastic on scrapbook layouts just as a matting layer, where you might sort of create your own with something like that and other additional stamped images. We've kind of done it for you to make it a bit quicker and a bit easier. So this is predominantly about the background stamp, and we've got a few bits of art here. This one's made by Astrid McLean, so she's used the stamp in the background, and she's got some other of the edge things going on here, a few other embellishments, but she's put one of the Limparella images on here with it. That's been stamped onto tissue paper and glued down, and there's quite a lot of texture in her background, and so that allows that image to sit over the top of the texture really nicely. This one here is by Brenda Brown, and a bit hard to see the stamping on this one, but she has got it in there. She's also used some of one of Emma's stencils, her chevron stencils, but there's lots of layers, a real textural, touchy-feely piece, and she's used the big background over there as one of the elements in building up this composition. This one here by Alison Bomber, and she's really created it using the contrast of embossed script with stamped script. It's all, again, touchy-feely, and she's used that shakers and movers die and a nice crackle background there as well. So that's Hot Pick 1501. All of these are available to buy now from your favourite PaperArtsy stockists, so do search online. Do go and read the blog post that accompanies this video, and the links to the retailers that have got these in stock now will be there. We've got another few samples here by Karen Baker. Now this stamp set has got a fantastic collage to the left hand side. As you can see when I flip it over, it's one large stamp. And then there's a couple of other collage stamps and a few quotes and some checkerboard stuff going on there. But what I like about this is you can use it all, or you can just select to use 1, 2, or 3 of the clock faces in that collage if you wish, just by inking up different segments of it. And Karen's done quite a cool thing here on this card. Very simple composition, and she's used the clock faces on their own. And then a bit of the vellum is used there to stamp the quote over the top. Again, on this one, she's got layers of vellum, And the checkerboard is on there. She's sort of split up the chevrons and arranged them from that design. The key is on there, and she's stamped onto some twill ribbon at the side. Fantastic layers, and some of the paints are just swiped underneath there and stamped over the top. She's actually got some stamping underneath that. And again, another beautifully simple composition. So that's using this one large stamp at the bottom there, and just really nice how she's picked out in the numbers and used different colours in those numbers to really highlight that section there. And she's got little tiny white dots going around there as well. And the clock hands also, she's stamped and layered up, and again another layer of vellum. So that's Hot Pick 1502 with a real time theme. Right, on to Hot Pick 1503. Now this has got more of those corner, I'm calling them kind of corner collages, but there's also individual elements as well. So if I flip it over, you can see better. You've got a couple of crosses there, this really fine circles, which I love, really into circles at the moment this year. I've been using them loads. That's great to stamp over all kinds of things to give depth, like on flowers, for example. You could stamp that onto petals and things. Then you've got these corner elements again, fantastic in your scrapbooking layouts, your pocket scrapbooking, journaling, all of those. So let's look at some of the samples. So these are 3 made by Alison, and again she's got a really crackled background with the photo over the bottom there, so quite a vintagey style, using the chevrons, using those elements, so just lots of layers, lots of texture. This one here from Brenda Brown, again she's got the collage there, and she's layered up with some vintage photos, really nice elements. Here's another one from Brenda. So on this one she's sort of done more credit card type application of paint, and then she's stamped some of the elements. So on the stamp here you can see that the checkerboard, the grid really, it's like from a ledger I guess, or something like that. You can see that peeking through, and she's also used the large background stamp on here from Hot Pick 1501. Okay, back to Karen Baker, and she's got another couple of stamps, another couple of cards using the X's. I really like, she's got the vellum on top again, and if you have a sneaky peek under there, you can see how she's just stamped the X's in different colours of paint to create a really great effect. Nice with the vellum layered on top. And then she's done that too on this one, where she has all those different colours making up the composition. A few little splatters on there. Fantastic. And lastly, on this stamp set from Alison, 2 really beautiful samples, and she's layered up and really stamped everything in either coffee or sepia type ink, archival ink, and then she's just added a little hint of pink in a few areas. She's got some alcohol ink going on these little clips, and again she's used nougat and splattered paint everywhere. She's gone crazy with her toothbrush splattering paint about, but you see there's that tiny little dot stamp, that one there, just adding some gorgeous texture as well. And she's even got that in the background, you see down the bottom here, up around the top, and the same on this one. So just stamping on the craft coloured paper the same elements just gives so much more depth and texture to the background. So that's Hot Pick 1503. 1504. Now this, I love this stamp. This is using the little birds in our hedge outside, and one of our most popular Hot Pick stamps where we had, Mark took a photo of the birds in the hedge, so it's given this guy a hairy head, which I really like. It really appeals to my sense of humour. And again there's, on these samples here, little elements have been picked out and worked with. There's that one. And these are by Alison Hall. And I see on this one she's got some glossy accents, and she's also used some of the butterfly wings. So really cool. Lots of great sort of journaling style backgrounds that people are into doing at the moment. There is quite a lot in this stamp set. You've got, you know, lots of little scripty bits, loving all these eroded circles that are really useful. Again, a fantastic corner collage, and a label plate's always useful, isn't it? Now onto the floral sort of ones. This is 1505. And Astrid McLean worked with this set as well. Gorgeous colours. Really love the squid ink paint coming through on this sample. So that lovely poppy, and there's some of the heads there as well. And this is actually 2 stamps here. If I flip it over, you can see you've got a poppy collage, and then there's another one down the bottom with a bit of script, and you've got the poppy there with the leaves on it. So this one, I've noticed in a lot of the samples that people are doing, they've just used the script from the bottom of this stamp quite regularly, and she's cut out the leaf to add dimension to that one. And here's another one. So on this one, she's stamped the poppy twice and then built up a second layer on here by bending the stalk before she stamped it to make it look like it's, you know, another layer there. So that's a clever idea. And then we've got a couple here by Julianne Lee, and she's actually done 4 cards in this style, but the other 2 are from a different plate. And she's used the craft card, and here you get, it's the script that I was talking about from the bottom of that stamp. She's just used the script around the edges and then a little frame. And this one looks like some air dry clay. She looks like she's stamped onto there and then curled the petals of the flower around, and also made a tag to layer that onto. There'll be more details of how she's done this on Julianne Lee's blog, and there'll be a link from our blog post to that, so do make sure you go and check it out to see how she's created that. So that's a really gorgeous stamp set. I'm sure that's going to be very popular. And then we've also got this butterfly. Butterflies are doing the rounds again this year in particular. They've been stamps, I've collected butterfly stamps for many, many years. I think there isn't a year where they're not popular. Stamp companies always do butterflies and dragonflies. And these ones are just really cool. You've got a collage here, very similar to that clock collage. You see it's one large stamp, and then some separate butterflies and a couple of quotes that work with that. This again by Alison Hall, and so she's created a background, layered onto it with a crackled tag. So she's used our crackle glaze. She's got probably French roast underneath and nougat on top with the crackle glaze in the middle, so the top coat of paint reacts and cracks. And then she's managed to stamp the collage in the center and then layer up with another layer of stamping the butterflies on top to give a bit of dimension. And then the last samples here are by Julianne Lee using this stamp set. You can see they're in the same vein as the ones that she did for the other plate I just showed you. And she's got some nice texture on there. Beautiful way she uses all the elements. She's picked out a few colours to put to make the moth really pop. And again, some more lovely gold paint on there. Actually, it's just curled paper. Maybe it's not air dry clay on the other one either. This one's definitely curled paper. So some beautiful samples. Now these 2 stamps were late additions to the release, so we haven't had any samples in from these from our designers because they're just so new. But I'll just run through them with you. So you've got a large tulip collage stamp here with some butterflies down the side. And then there's another tulip collage at the bottom here with a couple more word stamps. I think that's going to be quite popular, and when you paint these and add colour to make them really stand out, a fantastic stamp. And then lastly, I think this one's going to be popular. Love all these collage elements. There's a marlin on there, and again down the bottom here. And when you flip it over, you can see there really are quite a lot of little elements that are going to work so usefully in lots of different opportunities. So thanks for joining us tonight. All of these stamps are available from your favourite PaperArtsy stockist now. Do take a look at the links to the people who've got them in stock from our blog post, and we'll see you back here again for another product announcement.